Thank you for tuning in with another episode of Reverse 1989 with StarBornFeline here. Me and my bowl of cereal with strawberry. um, I come home late. I come home late most days from work, and so what I try to do is I'll try eating real quick. But I got caught up with my family. We all had a couple of interesting days today. I'm not going to get into personal bliss, but yeah. So I basically brought my food with me to finish it up while we go through a few cutscenes. But in the meantime, on to part 19. Just to recap the last episode. Battles are now being told. Breeze start from chapter 4. All stages will have a breezy mode. Switching to breezy mode to experience easier battles. Just breezy mode here. Breezy mode available starting from chapter 4. Yada yada. Okay. So yeah. So basically, one, it's an extra bit of coverage, but also, I'm just gonna ignore that for now because I'm confident in my teams. If I really need it, or if I'm really pressed for time, I might use it. But honestly, at this point, if you're at this point, you really shouldn't need it. The only way I can feel someone would need a breezy mode would be if they absolutely butcher. Like they have no solid team comps. They have skills, all your characters are somehow have their skills leveled up to 3 max, things like that. You would really have to put your teams to use breathing mode after chapter 2, if I'm being honest. But anyway, what was it? So yeah, things last episode escalated quite quickly. First, the jerk from early in the chapter got off. What was his name? Not Hoffman. Jack Daniels. So it's a generic name, but yeah, super generic. The big guy with mustache who was being just an up donkey to Marcus. He got off, and then Yasala announced that basically she and Menace have more or less assassinated every major power leader in the greater part of Europe for the sake of expediting the storm. So things have gone off the rails much quicker than expected. And now we are moving on to the clash of tides, when all tides converge.
Their faces are distorting, like those paintings. Is this also some kind of mass hysteria, or...
Anyone seen my glasses? Could you pass them to me? Oh, they've grown on my eyes. Don't mind me.
Questo è il Baccio de Tosca! Come, friends, Keith and Keen, take your daggers and get up there! We will all kill our own Scarpia! Those so-called upper-class people don't deserve the best seats! Visitate! Visitemore!
I can almost feel the blood splashing on my face. There's no doubt this is art. The way in which reality replaces fantasy. I've never seen a show like this before. Zilla, Orf, what happened? Have you got blood on your faces too? Is this part of the show or...
They're killing each other in a frenzy. Is no one noticing this? Madam Hoffman, I have an emergency here. No, I can't hear anything. The crowd won't let me leave. I need to make way myself.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So apparently for this storm, you're being turned into a painting. I mean, that's not the worst way to go. If you realize back the other storms, so remember, the storm causes syndromes that are reflections of major issues or motifs of the era. So the first storm turned people's oh, excuse me. The first storm turned people's major arteries or veins into cables. It happened in the late 90s when cable TV was becoming more prevalent, and then if you recall back with the chapter 2 and 3, I believe. 2 and 3, a lot of the characters had developed the ability to eat money, or even though they weren't actually able to digest it, because it was the Roaring 20s and money was a major factor for a lot of people in more ways than one. And now, in this era where people are all obsessed with art and creation and just paintings, or styles of the big status of the wealth to show off that they're better than other people, they are becoming the thing they want most. So that is an interesting pattern to notice. Why are you here, Miss Radio? Bring up Marcus.
Oh, were you looking for me? Here I am. It's an honor to meet you.
I just realized I should have brought Marcus in. Oh, well, too bad. Let's see here.
I can hear it.
Debuff.
The moment of utterance.
So basically we're just going to debuff the heck out of them and buff the heck out of ourselves. So we'll buff the soul, call the Valkyries, and dance with the Sugar Plums. That should do some decent damage.
Stay balanced.
Okay, so let's see here. Isolde, you. On. No, don't want to waste that too badly. So let's see. Isolde, Max, and then call down the thunder.
Learn from silence. The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Okay, so that's one down. Okay. So let's get this set up. So
What a tragedy.
we call upon Tosaka's Kiss. And then launch the spears. We'll launch that quicker. So, sorry, I'm thinking about how does he handle the fight right now? Oh, there we go. That cleared out more nicely than I thought it would.
The moment of utterance.
Let me think. So I do want to say that, given the current situation, I would also put this system, even if we manage to turn the tide of it, this is very much management. They've escalated the situation quite beyond repair at this point.
Time for tongues to speak of truth.
So I can understand why Miss Hoffman was telling Marcus go red, because this went well beyond what they were probably expecting.
The moment of utterance. The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
we go.
We walk in long nights. Learn from silence.
Nice. Let's see.
It is here.
I don't think this is gonna do it, but
Lasciando perdere.
Thank you for your cooperation.
oh, there you go. Nope, I did.
Wait. Was I helpful, timekeeper?
Okay, so let's see. So yeah, Mark is in a bit of a tight spot, and we'll see where we go from here.
Quiet! Be quiet! Go to hell, you terrorists!
I need to disperse them. At least open up the exit.
Marcus, what are you doing? I said evacuate.
But people are dying. It is our duty to...
I just got a message from the headquarters. The timekeeper has issued a 24-hour storm warning.
What?
The menace has carried out several assassinations on the same day. The instability of this era has reached the critical point. Which means the storm is coming.
No. No way. The storm... It was me. It was me. It was me who started the chain reaction. It was me who leaked out the details of the island. It was me.
Get a hold of yourself, Marcus. This is a storm of time. Compared to the chaos it causes, you and I mean nothing more than a pebble. It happened many times before you did anything, and it will happen countless times more. The errors in history will disappear again and again, and so will the people. The situation can't get any worse. The only thing we can do now is to find the ritual that grants immunity to the storm. It's the only way to save more lives. The Foundation has issued the evacuation notice. All staff must return to the headquarters before the storm arrives. The closest evacuation point is Vienna Central Station. They will pick us up there in 2 hours.
2 hours? It takes less than 2 hours to get...
I know. There are still things we can do before the storm truly arrives. But the enemies are probably much stronger than we are, and there will be no backup for us.
He once told me what really scared you was not a threat to your life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. I think I understand what you mean now. I don't want that either. I don't want to go back to the headquarters without doing anything at all.
Well said, Marcus. Let's go. Find Heinrich and Isolde. They might know the ritual or have the clues we need. We can still catch the last train if everything goes smoothly. Kakanya is not with you?
Miss Kakanya ran up to the stage. She and Isolde... Heinrich has enchanted all the props. There must be a hidden entrance to the secret chamber. I am sure. Miss Kakanya and Isolde are still in this theater.
Come here!
Heinrich!
There are traps under the floor.
Isolde!
Doctor!
Okay, so, well... Okay, so I'm playing Marcus and Hoffman here. They managed to make one last stand attempt, but call it a hunt, or maybe just because I'm used to reading a lot of stories like this, this is not going to end bad. I'm pretty sure we have a little red flag on either Marcus or Hoffman at this point. I think I know who it is, given that Hoffman is more of a teacher type character. So if you know anything about writing, typically the teacher or the mentors don't make it to the final act a lot of the times. But anyway, I'm making speculations at this point. So let's see here. Oh no, War and Peace. For whom does the bell toll? Like, don't tell me you just called it. Don't tell me you just called it like that.
What is it that you want, Isolde? I thought the Foundation was exaggerating the truth, but you are...
Are you mad, Doctor? Because I killed Mr. Carl? I thought it would make you happy.
Happy? Why would I be happy?
Because he was a boastful man. His ideas were at odds with yours, and he contributed to the repression of this era. A bureaucrat you hate the most. He treated us like stains on the wall to be covered up in shame. And he was the kind of man who'd pocket the gold foil whenever he found any. Society is dying because of these hypocrites. Don't you think we should have the surgery and remove them?
I didn't know you would interpret my words this way. I deeply regret ever telling you that.
What? Why? Why are you being so cruel to me? It was you who said that everyone was sick and dying, even though they pretended to be fine. Yet, The source of the sickness lay not in ourselves, but in the twisted era we lived in. Radical surgery is the only way to remove this ugly tumor. And it was also you who told me to stop repressing and to embrace my desires. We should restore the world to what it was like. A kingdom of freedom where everyone will be happy. Are these not your words? Or have I misunderstood them? Why won't you look at me? Have I made such a big mistake that you don't want to see me again? No. Please answer me. I'm begging you. You are my only friend and the one I cherish most in the whole world. Doctor, what on earth have I done wrong? Why won't you forgive me? Is it because I'm too stupid to understand your words? Or because I'm also sick with the incurable tumor? If that's the case, please help me. Hold my hands, touch my face, hug me, and talk to me heart to heart like you used to. Doctor. Ich habe mich in diesem Traum von dir gesehen, wie in einen Spiegel schauend. Es war Abend, als wir dieses Gespräch hatten. Es war das erste Mal in meinem Leben, dass ich die Sonne gesehen habe. Dein Traum hat mein leeres Leben mit Bedeutung gefüllt. Du hast mich davor bewahrt, nur ein verfluchtes Gefäß zu sein. Das war ein wunderschöner Traum. So schön, dass ich vergessen habe, wie hässlich ich bin, während ich ihn betrachtete. Ich versuche nur, einen Traum zu verwirklichen. Ist das falsch von mir?
I never thought you would commit a crime over my words.
Crime? You mean what I'm doing right now? You don't like it? The Foundation knows all the truths, yet they won't tell us anything. That's why we have to release everything they repress. The news, the hysteria, the riots, the chaos. That's what Manus Vindicte told me. Is this not like your dream? Did I misunderstand?
What in the world did they tell you?
They told me the method of salvation, Doctor. They gave me the opportunity to save your loved ones, the world, and your dream. Where am I? I've smelled this before.
Welcome, Angelotti, and unknown lady from the Foundation. Welcome to the small beginning of our new world. Sleeping bullets from Laplace. You almost hit me, miss. I can't let you through, though. Not now. The leading actress is busy. The curtain has been raised, ladies, and the show is about to begin. Why not open your hearts before the lights come on? Let's sit down and have a civilized conversation. Oh!
There is no need to negotiate with a terrorist. You will have a chance to talk to our specialist after I take you to the headquarters.
A terrorist? You wound me. Is it because I wear the mask of menace? Because I revealed the truth you've been hiding? Or because we accelerated the storm and made this era end earlier than expected?
Let me help you, Madam Hoffman.
My Angelotti! Why are you standing with the enemy? You're supposed to be one of us.
Angelotti? Is that me?
I am your salvation from the real terrorists of the world.
Salvation?
Angelotti with a full case of books. Tell me, of all the books you have read and all the documents you have worked with, did any of them mention the catastrophe that suddenly broke out in the summer of 1914? The scourge of the 20th century? The real history?
You have such a kind heart, Doctor. Yet you don't know the truth. How are you going to bear the pain when you do? Theophil set himself on fire. Ben hung himself to death. Emmanuel laid himself on the railroad tracks.
Are they the suicide cases in Vienna? They all came into contact with the menace?
I can see them. I can hear them. The ghosts of future history haunting the city from above. Heads full of holes. Heads covered in shrapnel. Empty stomachs. Even the ghosts of little children. I can see them all. Cities bombed to the ground. And trains full of people headed straight for death. It is coming. It is coming. By then, the guts hanging from trees will be more vibrant than spring flowers. There will be bullets, helmets, scars. Wir haben keine Zukunft, Doktor.
How I wish it were a farce. A farce that claimed the lives of more than 10 million people. A farce that dozens of leaders decided to take part in. Ben, a dear friend of mine. He played the best Fantasia in A minor ever, but came back from the battlefield missing an arm and a leg. And Emmanuel. His hands were born to write poetry. But he was sent to the front and dug trenches until he died of disease. Our hands are meant to hold paintbrushes, play pianos, and write stories. But they end up in gunfire because you narrow-minded hypocrites keep inciting them to violence. We've already suffered for our gifts. Now we have to watch our talented friends sacrifice themselves for man's childish tantrums. Ladies, you know all of this. Yet you call us terrorists?
Madam Hoffman? Madam Hoffman!
The real terrorists are you, humans. Sie haben diesen Krieg begonnen.
I was right to an extent, and a lot of the events that Isol ended up talking about, for those, you don't need to be a history buff to know that there were so many events you're talking about. Wars, famine that followed, particularly bad event for those who were Jewish. That train one hit really hard. My family's not Jewish, to let you know, but these atrocities have always been big scars upon history, like, to show the worst of people and what we can do, honestly, both good and bad. But unfortunately, more often than not, we only see the bad. But we do have, we as a civilization have come farther, and there will always be issues and moments where we struggle to show that we are better, more than what we were originally born from. Right now we are living in tumultuous time worldwide. The world has hit a point where it does really might devolve again back into another world war, which I hope does not come to pass. But anyway, I'm sorry. It's bringing up a lot of memories of what current events, so I am getting too deep into the trenches there. But I will call it here for now. I'm gonna follow up with you all on the next episode, and for this episode, let's try and end this a little bit lightheartedly. Since I mentioned my cereal earlier, what are things you would not put in your cereal? Like I said, I added strawberries to mine, which are fairly good. A lot of cereals do that already. But I would never add grapes. That's the first thing that pops in my mind when I think of that. I think when I add cereal, it's grapes. I love grapes, but I know they do not go together. That's a combo that you never want to try. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry I got heavy there toward the end, but I think, this chapter, like, this game likes to sucker punch you in ways you don't expect, but yeah. Anyway, remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that's up below so you can follow the story and see what happens next. Again, my name was StarBornFeline, and I wanted just to tell you all to be kind. Hope you all create something new tomorrow, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, thank you all so much for watching, and remember, and this is StarBorn saying goodbye.